Hello there and welcome to TVB Pearl's live coverage of the Hong Kong Badminton Open. I'm joined in the studio by Kiki Stensgaard. Kiki, let's perhaps start off by giving a little background about this tournament. This is our first day of live coverage. The event's been going on for a week. It's not just a one-off, it's part of a much bigger series. Yeah, obviously it's a part of the very prestigious Super Series, and the players are playing, some of them at least, to get into the final tournament in KL. It's been a long season. They just played last week in China. There were some upsets there. There's been plenty of upsets here in Hong Kong as well. And it's a very good time for local badminton fans because lots of badminton here in Hong Kong and then, of course, next week in Macau as well. It's interesting you point out how long and grueling this season's been so far, and it's showing in some of the top players. Things haven't really gone according to plan for them at this tournament. No, I mean, there's certainly lots of the players that has niggling injuries, and you could maybe also be suspicious that some of them are just saving them a little bit for the remaining tournaments of the season. OK, so we have a pretty packed schedule this afternoon, taking us up to around about 5:30. We'll also, of course, have live coverage tomorrow here on Pearl. Much longer, though, starting at 1:30, running right through to the finals at 7. Now, though, let's go live to the court here in Hong Kong. Commentator Gillian Clark has just stepped out of the booth. She's just finished doing a match over there, and our first encounter, Kiki, will be Lee Chong-wei against Ponsana of Thailand. Yeah, and that is really a big match up there. Ponsana has only beaten Lee Chong-wei twice, and Lee comes in on a 19-winning trot. So Ponsana of Thailand is really up against it today.
Chong-wei up against Boonsak Ponsana, the number 8 seed. Boonsak Ponsana, of course, twice a finalist here at the Hong Kong Open. The first when he was a 19-year-old 12 years ago in 2001. Reached the final again in 2003, where he lost out to the now world and Olympic champion Lin Dan in 3 games. Last year, Boonsak Ponsana wasn't seeded and he came up against this man in the very first round and lost in 2 straight games. Well, this is the 23rd meeting between these two men, so they know each other's games inside out. Both of them 31 years of age. Lee Chong-wei, of course, from Georgetown, Penang in Malaysia. And they're just confirming what I was telling you a moment or two ago. Boonsak Ponsana coming through against Hans-Christian Wittinghus yesterday in 2 straight games, and Lee Chong-wei against number 6 seed Jan Jorgensen. So both these players had Danish opposition at the quarter-final stage. Lee Chong-wei, the world number one on the Super Series list. 8 tournaments played prior to this, 7 finals, 6 times he's won. Only time this year he hasn't reached the final in the Super Series was the French, when he lost to Kenichi Targo in the semi-final stage. And there you can see all of his matches in 2 straight games. And I can tell you, 34 minutes to beat Jan Jorgensen 21-8, 21-17, and the opening game taking just 11 minutes. So to Boonsak Ponsana from Bangkok, currently up 1 place in the world ranking to number 7, has been as high as 4. He's number 5 in the Super Series list. This is his 12th Super Series event of the year, so a great supporter of the Super Series. Twice a finalist here, as I say. Twice a finalist this year in previous tournaments, the Thailand Grand Prix and also the Singapore Super Series event. Now, he hasn't played against a seeded player in all of his matches, like his opponents, in 2 straight games. Well, that's the official head-to-head, which says that this is the 22nd meeting. It's actually the 23rd meeting, because, of course, The head-to-heads don't pick up on Asian Games, the men's team competition back in 2010. Boonsak Sana beat Lee Chong-wei in the men's team competition, and that was the real catalyst for Thailand beating the number 2 seeds, Malaysia, and then going on to take the bronze medal in the last Asian Games in Guangzhou, of course. But what's important on the head-to-head is that Lee Chong-wei has won the last 8 occasions, the last time being in the quarter-final of the French Super Series. 21-13, 21-17, the scoreline there. Well, Lee Chong-wei been in 5 previous finals here, twice the champion, 2009 and 2010. Was beaten finalist last year. Lee Chong-wei in the white shirt, nearest to us.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Lee Chong-wei, Malaysia. On my left, Boonsak Sana, Thailand. Boonsak Sana, level 3.
So Boonsak Sana of Thailand, the number 8 seed, far side of the court, getting this semi-final underway. Lee Chong-wei looking for his 6th final here.
1 love.
Boonsak, a law student, as indeed is one of his sisters. He's one of 4 children, is Boonsak Sana, 3 sisters. Salakit, who played here at the Hong Kong Open, she's been as high as number 12, and she's also studying law. Boonsak Sana, a very intelligent young man, and a very calming and influential figure within the Thailand team. Well, there's no question Lee Chong-wei will finish the year as world number 1 on the ranking list and number 1 on the Super Series list. And it will be the 6th consecutive year that Lee Chong-wei finishes as number 1 on the Super Series. The only time he failed since the inception of the Super Series back in 2007. The only time he's failed to be number 1 was the first year of the Super Series, when he finished number 2. And you're looking for consistency. No one better than Lee Chong-wei. Year in, year out, always performs. I was talking yesterday about the last time he had lost prior to a semi-final. You have to go back to the World Championships in 2010, August 2010 in Paris. And he lost to Taufik Hidayat in the quarter-final. And then, of course, Hidayat went on to win the silver medal. Straight after that quarter-final defeat, Lee Chong-wei bounced back by reaching 17 consecutive finals in tournaments played. Oh, round the back shot. Well, they always say the test of a true champion is how they fight back from adversity. Lee Chong-wei's record after a surprise defeat. Oh, unquestioned. Well, he knows if he's going to stand any chance of winning this semi-final, Ponsana, that he's got to come in and really try and take the net away from his opponent. Hence the desperate effort to try and take that previous one early at the net.
Point 4.
Oh, brilliant. What a great smash.
Point 4.
Yeah, another example of how desperate he is to try and make the net shots tight. Give yourself no margin for error, but in all honesty, if it's loose at the net against Lee Chong-wei, you've got no chance anyway. So you might as well go for it. Oh, that's nice. Seven career titles for this man. 2 of them Super Series, both of those Super Series titles at the Singapore event. Reached the Singapore Open final again this year. That was his 5th final in Singapore in 7 years and 4th in 5 years. It's obviously his lucky tournament. Compare that record to Lee Chong-wei. 76 finals throughout his career, and that's just international events. Looking for his 50th title. Currently on 49. 48 Super Series tournament finals, having won 33 of them. There is no player on Super Series and international events that comes anywhere close to the record of Lee Chong-wei. But of course, all the talk is always about the major events, the Olympic Games, the World Championships, where he's had 2 silver medals at the Olympics, 2 silver medals at the World Championships, losing out to Lin Dan of China. Well, nice idea from Ponsana. Played it down the Malaysian's forehand side, then wanted to do the reverse slice straight drop. It's called wide. Lee Chong-wei doesn't agree with it. And of course, at the Super Series finals, we're going to have the review system online calls. First time ever. saw from right at the beginning of this semi-final, the intent from Boonsak-Ponsana. Be aggressive at the net, take on his opponent. Ten previous tournaments this year for this man, 8 finals. Overdone it. So they go to the mid-game interval. Lee Chong-wei with a 3-point advantage. Now, Boonsak-Ponsana almost looks as if he's not really paying attention to his coach. I can assure you he is. Whereas Rashid Sadek, former world #1 himself, Malaysian coach, just always very quiet and a very quick word to Lee Chong-wei. It's a remarkable record. I'm looking back to 2008, 8 finals, 2009, 9 finals for Lee Chong-wei, 2010, 10 finals, 2011, 11 finals. Last year, just a mere 9 finals. This year, 8 so far. Incredible.
Level 8, break.
Yeah, good aggression at the front of the court.
Service over, 9-12.
Oh, goodness.
Service over, 14-9.
No, there's a clear message from Lee Chong-wei. Don't try and intimidate me at the net. This is my domain. Rushing the return of serve, being aggressive. Yeah, it's had the desired effect, hasn't it?
14-9.
Dangerous return of serve, and then the very next rally. Error on the net shot from Boonsak-Ponsana. It's gone long.
15-10. So 15-9.
Yeah, umpire just correcting himself with the score. That's a fraction wide too.
Service over, 10-15.
Oh, it's just wide. Oh, that's a pity from Boonsak's perspective.
16-10.
The power smash followed in so quickly. Yeah, look at his reaction, little stamp of the feet. Obvious disappointment. Yeah, toying with him now. A couple of cross-court net shots.
10.
Made it look so easy, Lee Chong-wei. Oh, that's nice. A little bit of trickery there from Bonsana. Yeah. After being sent in the wrong direction, the very next rally just sends another message. I can up my pace, up the intensity. Not just pace of shot, it's pace of movement suddenly in that rally. Telling his opponent he can go to another gear.
Pointing level.
Yeah. Game points have arrived.
Point level.
Nice return.
Service over. 12.
Delaying
20.
the inevitable, one suspects. Yeah, second time of asking. Perfect return. Finds the back line. 21-12.
21-12.
Just 15 minutes needed.
Just how many ways are there to set a world record with food?
You attempted Guinness World Record for the furthest distance to nose blow a marshmallow and catch it with the mouth.
Tonight, Guinness World Records Gone Wild at 8:30 on Pearl.
你好，我哋係索償代理，
只要你係意外受傷，我哋可以幫你追討㗎。
我哋幫你揾律師，你唔使出錢，我哋不成功不收費。
你唔夠錢使，我哋仲可以借埋錢俾你添。
千祈唔好信佢哋啊！佢哋嘅收費就關翻我應得嘅賠償。咁嘅行為根據香港法例，可能構成助訟或包攬訴訟等刑事罪行，可能判罰款同監禁7年添。我哋揾有關政府部門或執業律師幫手啦。
Giant animals, basically.
Surprising turns bring us to the present day,
Huge wombats, huge kangaroos, giant echidnas, even giant koalas.
where things aren't entirely different from before. Wednesday, Australia, the Time Traveller's Guide, the last episode at 9:30 on Pearl.
An injection will make you look young again.
This equipment will help you lose 10 pounds.
Our celebrity endorsement is a sign of quality.
Wake up! Before you undergo a beauty procedure, learn about what it involves, who will perform it, what equipment will be used, and whether there are any risks and complications, such as infection or scarring. Remember to study any procedure before making a choice. Think twice and get the details before deciding on beauty procedures.
The search for talent continues in Austin.
This is bizarre, it's weird, it's crazy. Extremely weird.
Very strange.
Oh my God.
Thursday and Friday, America's Got Talent at 8:30 on Pearl.
Yeah. Well, like so many opponents of Lee Chong-wei, Boonsak Ponsana scrunching his head after that rally as if to say, what on earth do I have to do to win a point? Oh yeah, that's super shot. Terrific angle, but it has to be perfect, quite frankly, to get past Lee Chong-wei. His court coverage is just so good. I met a very nice gentleman here yesterday evening during quarterfinals, and we were talking at length about the movement of Lee Chong-wei. Oh, he has this lovely fluid movement around the court. Makes his movement look absolutely effortless. Great control, like a gymnast or even like a ballet dancer. And people may be surprised when I say that, but I think gymnasts and dancers have absolute control over their entire bodies and movement. Lee Chong-wei, to me, has that incredible ability, making it look easy. When do you ever see a ballerina leap in the air? These male ballerinas leap in the air, they do 3 turns or something, they make it all look so easy. It can't be easy. That's not a natural movement of a human body, but they make it look easy, and that's what Lee Chong-wei does. Of course, he became a father earlier this year. Baby Kingston, baby son born on the 12th of April. That last movement from Lee Chong-wei just emphasizing the point I've been making about his ability to make it look easy. Rare mistake coming forward. I'd love to be able to say how Boonsak Ponsana can win this encounter. He's got to keep going for it. That's the first and foremost thing. Because if he just plays the running game, Lee Chong-wei's fitter and faster than he is, and he'll lose anyway. Yeah, the power on that smash. So the only way Ponsana can really win this is to hope that every single one of his attempted winning shots comes off. That's, you know, watching this, you'd say, well, that's a poor unforced error, but he has to go for the disguise, he has to go for the winning shot, send his opponent the wrong way. Playing safe, as I say, it's not going to do it. Played safe in that rally, just blocked it back to the net, no tumble on the shuttle. There, look, Not even close to the net. And then Lee Chong-wei can do whatever he wants. Just wide. Yeah, broken string. Possibly why he made the error. Oh, that's a good shot. Yeah, but you see, even when he's in trouble, Lee Chong-wei just has the speed. He can turn, run back in court, play that high backhand right to the back of the court. In other words, to give himself time. The higher he hits the shuttle, the more time he's got to get himself back to the base position. It's going wide. So, 7-point advantage at the mid-game interval here in the second. And Lee Chong-wei looks to be in cruise control at the moment. Udom Yang Pechayapon, well, animated as ever. I sat next to him on the bus from Narita Airport in Tokyo when we were at the Japan Open. We did a giant Sudoku together. Yeah, he's got a very quick brain as the coach. There he is.
Point taken. Point taken.
Yeah, obviously doing a lot of right things in Thailand. The Thailand squad very strong at the moment, and many, many up-and-coming young women's singles players. I'd love to know what he said to Boonsak Ponsana. Oh, my goodness. Stood and had a look at his opponent. That's outrageous. Gone long. Well, he's toying with Boonsak now, is Lee Chong-wei. He's just oozing confidence. And look, in contrast, Boonsak Ponsana, a little fidgety, talking to himself. He's just not sure how on earth he can keep winning points. Anything he tries, Lee Chong-wei has an answer for. He's got to be careful with those dives. I remember at the All England a couple of years ago, did a dive like that, hurt his shoulder, then had to retire in the final against Ling Dan. Well, apologises. He hits too many net cords for it all to be luck. Well, it's called good. I'm with Ponsana on that one. Unfortunately, we won't see it from this angle, but I thought that was wide. Oh, another string gone. We've already won the points. Look at that movement again. No question of that one. Clearly in. Oh, string's gone again. No. But he finds the line again, does Lee Chong-wei. This has just been a remarkable demonstration, really. Can't help but feel sorry for Boonsak Ponsana. He's trying his best, but he just has no answers. It's going wide. Points away from his 6th final here at the Hong Kong Open. Lee Chong-wei knew very early on that was going to go wide. There he is again. How many times has he found the line with his winning shot, Lee Chong-wei? Absolute demonstration, as I say. Down and very nearly out. Worth a go. Match points have arrived. 32 minutes. All strings gone in Boonsak's racket. Nothing he can do, really. Lee Chong-wei's going to make him play it. In the end, no control with that broken string. Yeah, great respect for each other, great friends off courts. But today was all about the world #1. Just too good in every department. 21-12, 21-7, the scoreline. And just 33 minutes needed for that victory. His 6th final tomorrow. Lee Chong-wei, the 2-time former champion. So our next semi-final is women's doubles. So let's look at the road to Malaysia, the Super Series list for this discipline. Well, the top 8 in this list have definitely qualified for the finals to be staged in Kuala Lumpur next month. And with Matsutomo and Takahashi contesting the semi-final here, they will remain number 1. Big news, of course, from yesterday was that the number 2 on that list, the current world champions Wong Sia-Lee and Yu Young, beaten in the quarter-final stage by their teammates, the youngsters Bao Yi-sin and Tang Xinhua. Well, our next semi-final, as I say, is women's doubles, and it features the number 2 seeds, Christina Pedersen and Camilla Ruud-de-Jol, not only the European champions, but the World Championship bronze medalists. And for the tall, left-handed Camilla Ruud-de-Jol, today celebrating her 30th birthday. They're up against Chinese youngsters, unseeded combination of Yu Dongni and Tang Yuanting. So the umpire, Kelly Hall from Australia, leading out the players. Chinese pair getting through to this semi-final by virtue of putting out the number 4 seeds in the second round, Piers Zebedia Bernadette and Rizky Amelia Pradipta of Indonesia, and it was 2 straight games. Had to play against Japanese pair yesterday, Aratama and Taruno. Well, it was 2 games for the Chinese youngsters. For the Danes, very much taller than their opponents, and older as well. 27, and as I say, 30 today, the left-hander. Looking at the women's doubles draw, well, 3 Chinese pairs in the quarter-final stage, 2 Japanese, 2 Indonesian, and 1 Dane. So this obviously from the bottom half of the draw with the number 2 seeds. Number 2 seeds, currently number 2 in the world. And as for this young Chinese pair, well, Yu Dongni, I think we've got that round the wrong way. Yu Dongni is on the right as we look at them. And she's 20 years of age. Tang Yuanting is 19. Up 10 places in the world ranking, up to 52, but they've only played 5 events. Don't get a realistic ranking until you've played 10 events. Well, there's confirming what I was telling you. All of their matches in 2 straight games, not played against another seeded pair. Not playing against a seeded pair again today in the semi-final. Well, they've played each other once previously. That was in the quarter-final of the Japan Super Series in Tokyo in September. It was a close game. As you can see, the Danes won on that occasion. They eventually lost in the final. Did the Danish pair in Tokyo. So, as I was saying, Kelly Hall from Australia and Chris Yip from Hong Kong. Our court officials for this one. Well, for the young Chinese pair, only 5 tournaments played, having formed their partnership earlier this year. And they've already won 2 titles, the New Zealand International and the East Asian Games. East Asian Games, of course, in Tianjin. Wu Dongni was World Junior Champion in 2010 when the event was staged in Guadalajara in Mexico. Won the gold medal playing with Bao Yi-sin, who was part of the partnership that knocked out the world champions yesterday. So for the left-handed Dane, she's a former world champion in mixed doubles. There she is, birthday girl. 30, the big 3-0.
China.
Can hardly remember what it was like to be 30.
On my left, Christina Pedersen, Camilla Rippeyul, Denmark. Christina Pedersen to serve to Al Dongni. Love all. Play.
So, Christina Pedersen, the 27-year-old from Aalborg in Denmark, getting the semi-final underway. Of course, she's a former champion here in the mixed doubles discipline. 2010, she won the title with Jochen Fischer-Nielsen. And in fact, was beaten finalist in the mixed doubles a year later. So 2 previous finals. For a partner, she's looking for her first final here in Hong Kong. And that's well taken. 2 World Championship medals, bronze medals for Pedersen. 1 in the mixed doubles, 1 in the women's doubles. Different years, of course.